Hey there. Hey everyone, Lauren here, and welcome, welcome, welcome. I am live today to talk to you about the yogic science of intention setting. And let me just get myself all situated here. Make that a bit smaller. Okay, so it's an appropriate time of year to talk about this. Another word for intention is resolution. And we're all either setting resolutions this time of year or rolling our eyes at the thought of setting another New Year's resolution because it's common knowledge that they usually don't work. Hey, Heather, good to see you. So I wanted to share with you the 5 secrets or 5 elements from this yogic methodology of setting intentions in a way that that actually gets your unconscious mind working towards your intention rather than working against you, like it so often does, right? We've seen it show up as self-sabotage or resistance or whatever you want to call it. But it's usually the thing that keeps us from achieving our New Year's resolutions. So, oh, I love that, Heather. Personal life commitments. Yeah, exactly. So I want to share with you these 5 secrets from this yogic methodology that has been so powerful for me since I discovered it in the last 3 years or so. And then at the end, I'll invite you to join me for a special live online workshop that I'm going to be leading on New Year's Day. So you can join me in your jammies, in your home, and really experience how to implement this into your life through an amazingly rejuvenative process called Yoga Nidra. All right, so this methodology is called Sankalpa, which is a Sanskrit word that translates, well, it's actually, let's break it down into the 2 Sanskrit words that it means, right? Kalpa means a way of proceeding, or the definition that I really love, a way, a rule to follow above all other rules. A rule to follow above all other rules. That's what kalpa means. And then the san part of the word, sankalpa, S-A-N, means that it emerges or it's born from your heart. From your heart. This is something on a soul level, on a heart level, you really want to see happen. So that means it doesn't come from your intellect, and it doesn't come from some like outside social should. Right? It's not, I should lose the 20 pounds that I never lost after my pregnancy, or I should get up and run 3 mornings a week, right? Neither one of those to me sounds like it's from my heart. It doesn't sound like a sweet thing that I want to be living, right? That comes from my intellect. So what I would do is get underneath that and really get underneath it and feel out what it is that my heart wants that is causing my intellect to come up with that idea, right? So for me, I've never really liked running. That doesn't sound like my heart's desire, but maybe what is from my heart is I move my body in a way that feels good every day, or I break a sweat every day doing something that makes me feel awake and alive. Do you see the difference? That sounds sweet to me. That sounds appealing. That's from my heart, right? Or if we're taking the example of, obviously eating is another popular one. So instead of, I'm not going to eat sugar anymore, right? Or I only eat healthy foods. That's from my intellect. Those don't sound sweet from my heart to me. But if I can get underneath it and really imagine, I enjoy taking the time to prepare myself one healthy meal every day. That sounds sweet. That sounds from my heart. Do you feel the difference? Right? So that's the first secret. That's the first element here, is that it's not a should, it's not from your intellect, it's from your heart. The second one is, because this is a rule that precedes all other rules, you can only make one at a time. You want to choose something that you are committed to see happen in your life sometime in the next 6 to 18 months, right? The average of that is 12 months, a year. So the perfect time to do it is at the beginning of the year. It's something that you are committed to see happen within the next 6 to 18 months. And you're only going to make one at a time. So you don't have all these other competing rules to be the thing that's on top, that's like your guiding force in your daily decision making. Just choose one. And in 6 months or so, after you have achieved it, after it is your reality, then you choose another one and move on. And that way it's not overwhelming, right? It's actually possible. Now, the third thing, you might have noticed that when I was giving those examples of sankalpas before, right, I was phrasing them in the present tense. The mind will phrase it in the future tense. I will lose 20 pounds. I will run 3 times a week. As opposed to, I enjoy, present tense, I enjoy moving my body in a way that makes me feel sweaty and alive at least 3 times a week, or every day. The difference there is when you put it in the future tense, you're assigning the responsibility and the enjoyment of fulfilling that intention to a person who doesn't exist. Because your future self only exists in your mind. It's a mental construct. The only you that's really there is the you that's here and now. So you want to phrase it in the present tense so that the responsibility and the enjoyment of this intention belongs to the real you, right? The real Slim Shady. You don't want to give it to your future self because it's not real. Seinfeld has a great bit about this from years ago that's so funny, where he talks about day guy and night guy. Do you remember this? He's talking about that experience of staying out all night and drinking too much and thinking to himself, oh, I gotta go to work in the morning. And he's like, that's day guy's problem. That's not my problem. I'm night guy. And then the next day he wakes up all exhausted and hungover and he's like, night guy. That guy's always screwing me over, right? That's what it's like when you set an intention in the future. You're like dividing yourself, right? So you're not as powerful. And that's how, when you're divided like that, that's how one part of you is working against you, resisting you, or sabotaging. And while the other part is committed to achieving it, right? You're working against yourself. So you want to phrase your intention in the present tense, because that's a key tool that you have to not divide yourself. Right, to stay present so that all of you, your conscious mind and your unconscious mind, is all aligned and working towards achieving this intention. Now, another thing that you can do is when you have taken the time to create your intention, right, your sankalpa, you've phrased it in the present tense and it's specific and achievable in the next 6 to 18 months, you want to practice invoking it every day. So what I like to do is choose something that's part of my routine every day, like a shower, or for me, I drink a cup of coffee in the morning, or a cup of tea, or maybe it's brushing your teeth, but something that you do every day, and pair invoking your intention with invoking your sankalpa with that activity, right? So it gets built in. And then before you actually invoke the sankalpa, you want to take the time to create a sense of gratitude. And I don't just mean gratitude for like the blessings in your life, the things that seem good, right? Don't parse it out. Take a moment to cultivate the feeling of gratitude for all of the people, the events, the circumstances in your life, not just the things that you think are preferable or good, all of it. Because when you do that, those are all the things that have led you to the present moment, that have allowed you to be here now, experiencing this moment as you are. And when you take the time, just a minute, to feel grateful for it all, you become more present. And then you invoke your sankalpa in the present tense while you're steeped in the sense of gratitude in the present moment. And it becomes very powerful and you become very aligned with it. Now, I do just want to point out one thing, because I did a post on medium.com around Thanksgiving time and talked about expressing gratitude in this way, right? Not just for the blessings, not parsing out the good from the bad, but actually including everything, even the things that don't seem so pleasant or preferable in your life. And somebody made a really good point. She was experiencing grief, right, from the loss of someone that she was really close to. And she was like, that doesn't feel authentic to me to feel grateful for losing her, right? And this is really important to acknowledge, because I've experienced grief too. And If it's not something that you can authentically feel grateful for, don't pressure yourself to include it. But as many of the things in your life, the people, the events, the circumstances that have led you to this moment that you can authentically feel grateful for, include it. The more you can include, the more present you'll feel when you invoke that intention, that sankalpa in the present tense. Hi, Lindsay. Oh, so good to see you. And so that's the fourth thing. So it's from your heart. That's the first element, the first secret. It's from your heart. It's not from your mind. You only make one at a time, something that you can actually achieve in the next 6 to 18 months. You phrase it in the present tense, not the future tense. And your phrasing of it is very specific. And you plant it in the soil of gratitude every day when you invoke it. And then the final thing that you can do really helps to align your whole unconscious mind with your sankalpa, and that is the practice of yoga nidra. And Heather, I see your comment. Oh my God, I love nidra. Me too. I love nidra for two main reasons. The first one is that it's the best thing I know to help with to heal deep exhaustion and burnout. Very powerful. But the second reason is because when you use nidra as a methodology to relax the more outer layers of your organism, right? Your physical body, your nervous system, your thinking mind, your emotional mind, you actually start to relax the tension in those layers. Now you can actually retain a trace of awareness as you get down to the state of deep sleep, which is your unconscious mind. And you can plant your intention there. You can plant your sankalpa there. And this is very powerful for aligning your unconscious mind, making it your ally for you in achieving your sankalpa and making your intention actually a reality. Because as we all know, usually the unconscious mind is the source of resistance and self-sabotage, right? That makes it difficult to achieve our New Year's resolutions. But Yoga Nidra it's a really powerful thing. And I don't know many people that have time to do it every day. I have had 30-day spells where I've committed to doing it every day, and that's pretty powerful. But once or twice a week is really enough. And so I'm teaching a live online workshop where I will take you through this process of Yoga Nidra. This is going to be on New Year's Day, the morning of New Year's Day, so 10 a.m. Central Time. You can join from your laptop in your living room or in your bedroom if you want to put on a movie for your kids, and go through this process of actually taking a little bit of time to set your sankalpa, to making sure that it follows these 4 elements that I've outlined, right? We'll do a little bit of asana, a little bit of simple strategic yoga movements so that your body feels good and ready to actually drop into this deeper state of relaxation. And then I'm going to take you through like a 45-minute-ish Yoga Nidra practice that does exactly what I've just described. It relaxes those outer layers of your being, of your organism, so that you can actually get down into your unconscious mind, keeping a little trace of awareness, and plant your intention there. And then if you join me, I will give you a recording of the whole workshop and an MP3 of the Yoga Nidra practice itself, so that you can rinse and repeat every week. And it becomes more powerful the more you practice it. And worst case, you just feel amazingly rejuvenated at the end, even if you're not quite able to retain that level of that trace of awareness that I'm talking about, right? Sometimes you're so exhausted, you just you lose the awareness, you just drop right into the most amazing nap of your life. And that's fine too. You'll have the recording to continually go back and refine your practice of it. So that's happening 10 a.m. New Year's Day, Central Time. We'll go for about 2 hours, 10 to noon. And I'll put up a link in the comments where you can register your spot. And even though it's online, I'm using this really cool interactive software. I'll walk you through how to set it up. It's super easy. It's called Zoom. And if you want to be interactive, if you want to make your webcam live and be able to ask questions and interact with me, you can do that. Or you can mute yourself, not turn on your camera, and be a fly on the wall and just absorb and enjoy. Okay, Heather. So I'll put up that link into the comments. And hopefully I'll see you there. And in the meantime, I hope this has been really helpful for you. I'll be on again next week with a new topic. And in the meantime, for moms out there, please join me in my free Facebook group, Moms Who Meditate. I've already got the link up to that. And in that group, you'll find lots of other like-minded women who are dedicated to starting a practice of regular meditation so they can feel more energy, more clarity, and we do live morning meditations together. All right, so thanks for joining. You're welcome, Heather. Talk to you guys later. Bye.